monthly Megatron.
Is it though? Is it ever?
What's the vibe, tribe? Your king hath returned. Now then, remember when I started doing this whole monthly Megatron thing and I was like, whoa, there's so many different wild-ass Megatrons. Ooh, this will be a good segment. And then pretty much just focused on all the grey ones and the tank ones and the grey tank ones. Have I missed the point of my own show here? Where is the weird? So what better way to address the balance of batshit than to shower in the power of one of the most fearlessly fantabulous bots to ever bear the name or to exist at all. Time for Transformers Cybertron Megatron. Yes, mate, this stupefying sensation is the third and possibly most absurd of the Unicron trilogy Deceptibos dynasty, so I did kinda catch a mild hang-up about hitting this one first. Like, should I have reviewed the Armada and Energon Kings beforehand? Why, objectively? It's not like there's any continuity here. Part of what's so good about this lot is that they're all completely different. It's toys, it doesn't matter. So why do you say we skip the intro and just delight in the drama? So yes, Transformers Cybertron Megatron here was the baddie in Transformers Cybertron, I assume. I ain't watching that, I'm too pretty. And for reasons I don't fully care to discern, he looks like this. Like some giant concrete Chad in Evangelion-ass colours. What is this vibe and where did it come from? What was the design philosophy here? The best I can figure is that they were just like, let's make an awesome robot that looks awesome. And honestly, what else is there? If that's not what we're doing here, then what is it? Go absolutely off. So I guess we'll begin front and center with this gigantic protruding Decepticon badge smugly sat at the forefront of this colossal body monolith, which is fiercely finished with inlaid rivers of dark energon, this cheeky crystal navel cave and like Christmas tree braces. It's definitely very much two separate chunks solidly lashed to a master slab at the back, so I can't say he's much for moving. There's really only the vaguest waist wiggle in these weirdly thunderwingy underpants. He looks good, that's enough. I mean, check out that head. Just a heaving handsome cube as layered and brutalist as a self-contained city block, rocking a surprisingly smooth facial frontage and these giant geometric horns. Fair play for sneaking in some legendary light piping that he can't really activate without incidentally rim lighting the horns. Man really is an entire set piece. Arms are pretty much just some robot arms, but huge, confidently cast in the loudest imaginable orange, with a touch of cheeky robo-hose detailing and like fingerless gloves. Bit of an awkward rubbery wizard sleeve underhang on the go, but I do love the internal teal elbows, and these form-defining cyberglyph slathered hemi-semicircle shoulders with like purple tufts for no reason. God, what is with me? Why is it always about why? Why you gotta have a reason to be stunning? I don't. And neither do you. Now then, the lower half of this lunk is honestly an absolute mess of mischief. Same. Like, the shape of the shins is actually pretty unique and intriguing. They're made out of like the whole rear wheel sections turned face forward, capped off with these cool rubbery purple shin guards and like twin-peaked enormo knees. Enormous. But they're so absurdly, awkwardly enormous, and the feet are so flat and oddly implemented. It's actually kind of tough to get him just standing normally, let alone coax any cool poses out of it, but it can be done. And God, does he look good doing it. Anyway, back to the back, and God, that really is a graceless thunk of a tombstone of a thing, right? Just an unfortunate, ugly-ass power plank flanked by these dirty great danglers. And it's kind of a shame about these, because just a touch more effort and they could have been a real asset to the robot mode. Slung over his shoulders like boss fight support pods. This one's weak to ice magic, this one casts reflect, but it's a stretch, okay? They're really not built for anything but dangling there and looking daft. Same. But at least you can take this dope-ass see-through Decepticon planet key and pop out some surprise weapons. So check it out, we got this little spinny gun minigun thing operated by a crank handle. What? Along with this arm-mounted entire porcupine with like twitchy little stabby spines, and I'm really not sure which way up it's supposed to go. Like, that seems to make more sense, but that looks more like a weapon? I don't know. But come on, that's great. Who else has got one? But as the early 2000s UT cuties were wont to do, Big Trontron here sadly takes it a little too far with the bewilderingly hopeless extra gimmicks no nobody asked for in the form of these confounding combiner ports, which are sadly just the wrong size to work with Combiner Wars figures. That's alright, it was 10 years earlier, but they're the perfect size for the Leo Breaker mold, so you can give him a weird tentacly hand that's an entire lion. Thank God. I don't know what you want me to do with this. Like, it doesn't do anything cool. It looks ridiculous. He struggles to even hold it up freestanding. I had a horrible time trying to make this look good in photos, because you can't make it look good, because it isn't good. Mind you, it does also work with Tidal Wave's arms, and I don't know, it doesn't look right, but it does look kind of cool. Like, Tidal Wave's hard, flat vibe does not gel with Megatron's fluid spike style at all. And it's so brazen that it kind of rules. I sort of love these massive tapered shoulder towers, and like, you can deploy a jet fighter from his bicep. Hell yeah. So, mate, Cybertron Megatron's Robotron Motortron is such a feast. Just a terminal extrovert whose entire being is defined by bombast. I mean, I can barely even deal with how full on this look is. Every possible aspect of this thing is iconic. The shape, iconic. The colors, iconic. The oddly temple-y etched aesthetic, iconic. This is an absolutely elite robot design, and if you don't love it, I don't fucking trust you. Mama! Transformation's surprisingly simple for something so huge. I mean, given how visually busy it is, I was expecting a lot more sort of twisties and catchies, but it's all a pretty straightforward chonk realignment, and I'm obsessed with how cleanly his horns fold away to give him that perfect flat top finish. So Psyduck Magnemite here is spoiling us absolutely rotten with a rare Megatron car mode. I cannot stress enough that this is just everything. Just soak in an eyeful of this ridiculous redline-ass space dragster. Like, it's an absolute diabolical Decepticonic death slice of a thing with kind of a Batmobile vibe. Like an amalgamation of every Batmobile. Burton in the front, Nolan in the back. Say what you want, man. Cybertron definitely brought it with these spacey speedsters. I mean, first off, it's visibly enormous and actually shockingly heavy. Like, when you're holding it, you are holding it. You are Amanda holding it. And it's, once again, just one of the most ferocious designs from any pocket of Transformers. Popping these gigantic gobby wheels and these sonic-ass wheel arches just dwarfing the tiny cockpit. Can't quite say I love the twin spoilers back here. They're just so visibly the bottom of his feet. Objectively the worst bit of his robot mode. Just stashed up the back there without a care. What are you, a shoe rack? But really, who does care though? It's gonna take a lot more than a couple of sketchy feety flaps to dilute the raw power and attitude of this big bitch. So, did it even need to cram in yet more gimmicks? I mean, I don't mind that you can eject the engines a tiny bit. I'm not furious that it goes whooshy whoosh. These twatty little twin missiles don't exactly boil my piss, but it's not needed. The magnificence of this mighty Megatron motor mode is more than enough on its own. Oh, do. Anyway, speaking of superfluous, let's do the spaceship mode. Oh, come on, you know I'm right. I don't know, I don't hate it. I guess it's an easy enough transition, and it is appropriate for a spacey sod like this to have a fierce flight form, but let's face it, it does all feel very pointless and tertiary. I mean, it's harmless, it doesn't drag him down, but does he need it? Does he need it? I mean, it's kind of 80% the same thing, but less elegant, and less believable in its intended function, and more overtly penis-y. I'm good. Alright. We about there? Have we gushed enough? Is it possible? Man, Cybertron Megatron really does give you the goods. This was kind of a magical time when leader budget went a long way. And also just before the brand completely succumbed to nostalgia. Like, this was maybe the last iteration of Megatron not to be based on anything. That's all we do now. This was an entirely fresh flavor of Robo-Villain with a design that was never repeated and honestly never topped. It might as well not even be Megatron. It feels like they only called him that because that's what you call the baddie in Transformers. And honestly, that just makes him stand out more among the Megatron pantheon as an utterly incomparable entity as singular as it is spellbinding. Absolute all-timer. So cheers for joining me and celebrating this freak of the unique. And until next time, don't be nobody else but you, okay? Peace. Ah, lovely stuff. Hello, gang. How we doing? Thank you so much for joining me for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of a trip, right? And a huge thanks this time to patron of the show, Eric M. Hambury. Thank you, mate. In a bit, dickhead.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.